Hi Flush Tube friends, Lisa here at Shady Tree Stitches, and thank you so much for joining me today for a regular Flush Tube update. I am filming this on the 1st of September 2022, so this is a bit of my September month recap, as well as an update on what I've been doing since you haven't seen me for a while due to my medical issues. Okay, anyway, I'll more about that later, but everything's fine, everything's going well. All right, so first of all, I have been having a very mixed month in August. I had my worst stitching and also my best. So when you combine it together, it makes an okay month. But geez, the two halves of the month could not have been, more different to each other. First half of the month, I was hardly stitching. For me, I got quite a few days with no stitching because I was madly getting ready to get everything I could get done before I went in to have my ankle surgery, because I knew once I came back I would not be able to do anything except stitch. So I have been enjoying doing that and it's really good. I'm currently sitting in my usual bedroom filming spot, but different angle because you're looking out the window. So you can see behind me there, that's the craft cottage, and our road's out this way. You're normally facing this way when you're looking at me in this position, but we've brought a recliner in for me so I can keep my foot elevated, and it's very nice and very comfy and I'm really enjoying it. Alright, so I have been stitching on quite a few different pieces. I took pieces that I could carry to hospital with me, and since I've seen you, well, not since I've seen you, but since I've seen you, I did add that up. I have done, just looking to see, no, I didn't add it all up, sorry. All right, well, in August I've done 17,569 stitches. So as I said, that was some really low weeks and some big weeks. I had a week with only 1,120 in the whole week. That's like pathetic for me. But then the next 2 weeks later, I got 6,574. So what did all those stitches go on? Well, I got one of my Whip Go pieces done. One, Catch the Wind. And I really enjoy doing these photos so you can see the cover photo and also the beautiful fabric that I dyed for it to look like a garden meadow. So Catch the Wind has got its goal 1,011-ish, like at least 1,011 stitches. And there she is there. So the middle girl has got most of her dress. So she's now going away until next year, unfortunately. Very sad. I actually didn't mind stitching on this one. And I think it's a 16 count Aida. So that's good to know. I definitely do not enjoy 14 and 18. But maybe 16 count is okay. Alright, so that's the only one Whip Go goal that I actually finished. Pretty sad, but it wasn't my priority. I did some work on my temperature bookshelf, which, remember, I am recording my stitch counts, and it's out of the Q-Snap at the moment, so you can get a nice view of it. So I have finished all of to where I stitched halfway through August. So I just got those last few days, and they're going to be very different colours because they are all over 1,000 stitches. So where that needle minder is, I'll be able to get a lot of different colours in there to what has been happening earlier in the month. Still loving doing this. Really, really lovely record. So that's on my to be finished list, and obviously for my to be finished list for the year as well. I've started to work on that, work out how am I going to get down. Can I get to the 50 whips by the end of the year? It's possible. We'll see. I mean, anything's possible. I also did quite a bit of stitching on my Lantern Lane. Find where I put all these photos sitting in here somewhere. This is my to be finished list. So my temperature bookshelf, my Nutcracker Village will be finished. My ABC houses I want to get finished. My Anzac I want to get finished. My Pretty Little Sydney, should be able to get that finished. Halloween. Easter House Trio. Samurai. and the one I'm talking about, Lantern Lane. So they're all the ones that I'm carrying over to get finished. And even if it gets to Knock It Over, which is only a month away, people, for Knock It Over, this is where my Lantern Lane is up to. So you can see why I'm pretty confident I should be able to get it finished. It's progressing along quite nicely. I got a fair chunk done of that in hospital, and it's really heading along very nicely. So that is where my Lantern Lane is now. My Nutcracker Village, I am moving on to, so I've done the whole of this bottom section. I finished the house, and what I've decided to do is I'm going to basically stitch the main parts of the houses, and then I'll come back and fill in all the people for a fun at the end. So I'm sort of doing a bit of colour completion. I'm doing some thread conversions on my own, just matching the colours. I'm trying to use some variegated threads for the houses because I think they look so much better. So that's how my Nutcracker is going. I think I have this one here to show you. Yes, I do. I did pull for Whip Go Soda Stitches Craft Village, which I restarted on a piece of Lagana. So there you go. You can see a little girl on the sewing machine starting there. Definitely enjoying this much better than the Ada that it came with. So really enjoying that one. So I have more stitches to do on that. I have written my list. I still have to do 539 stitches on that. So that's got to come out again for some more love. I did a lot of work on my ABC houses, and look, I finished IJK. So I've actually got 4 boxes finished now. So that means I've got 5 to go, but it's still on my goal to finish. So really happy with how that turned out too. And that one is, you know, if you've been watching for a while, is one of the ones that was my year-long piece. So that is, I think, what I've been stitching on mostly. Except I have a new design, Paddock Lane Designs design, and I am really loving this one. It's the first chance you're going to get to see it. It's not quite finished, but this is called Spring House, and what it is it's a portrait of a family standing at the front of their house. And I've taken a house from the local neighbourhood, and I have charted it up, and then I'm drawing the family in front. So it's really cool. It's a lot of stitches. I've done about 8,000 stitches in that so far. The house is done, apart from the fly screen. I've just got to work on the people and the front fence and the garden, and then this one will be done, ready to release at the Daisy Chain Stitchery. Also, because I'm crazy, I have a new business line with these. If you would like to get your house and family charted by me, then you'll be able to send me photos and pay me to chart you up a pattern that you can stitch. I'm not offering to stitch them all for you, but I'll finish stitching this one and a couple more for the range. So I really like it because this is really me. Anyone who knows me knows that I like stitching houses, and all the way through my childhood I drew these little people. These are people that I drew constantly, and I thought they might translate well into cross stitch. So these are, you know, Lisa's little people in front of their house with a typical sort of in front of the house portrait shot. So I'm really happy with how it's turning out. The other thing I'm loving about this is I chose to use some of the Cottage Garden threads. This brickwork in particular, let me go closer so you can see, is one variegated thread, and I just stitched it in the brickwork pattern so that it could get that nice effect to the bricks. So that's how I'm doing it. I used a Weeks for the roof because, again, I don't like plain ones for big areas, and also using I think it's a Gast for the grass, just to give it a bit of gradation, because grass is not just one colour. So this one, hopefully, when you see me next, will be a finish. But at the moment, it's a very exciting work in progress, and I'm looking forward to getting it finished. All right, so that leaves me with my plans. Well, the new Whip Go have been called. You want to know what they are? Family Patchwork Sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. Savannah's Curtsy from Mirabilia. Old Time Wagons, Dimensions, Charles Wysocki. My favourite, Fairy Tale Village by Aberys Arts. The Scarlet House, American Homestead Sewing, and I'm doing that main pillow. On this one you can't see, it didn't print very well, but it's the Cricket Collection Christmas. So there's some nice pieces there to get worked on, but I probably won't be getting to work on them anytime really soon, not in the front half of the month, because with my foot surgery I'm not allowed to walk for 4 weeks, and there's no way I can send my kids to go rifling through my craft supplies to find those pieces, so they will just have to wait. But do not fear, dear friends, there is plenty for me still to stitch on. I still have to work on my Chinese garden mandala for another 810 stitches. I still have to do Train of Dreams for another 711. I still have to do 196 on Celtic Winter. I have to do another 700 on the Disney Princesses. I still have to do 539 more on the Craft Village. And then I have not yet touched 12 Days of Christmas. The Bay Window, which is also on my finish by Juniper. And I've still not touched The Rocks, nor Teresa Wenslow's Peacock. And I have also done a bit of stitching on my Stitch in Time. I'm nearly through the black on the 3rd shelf. So I want to, work on getting the black done in that one. So that's where I'm up to. That's my plans. That's what I've been stitching. As I said, having lots of time to stitch, but also spending time getting things organised. Done a lot of work on No New Starts. No New Starts, it's pretty much, almost all planned for next year. We are having a name change. So we want to encompass the main purpose of the group, which is to work on your whips. So we are changing our name to Whip Warriors. And we're still going to be offering the No New Start stream for those who want to do it. But for those of you who've been doing that for a few years, you might want to work on other streams. So the Work Your Whips has been working really well with the options to earn starts. We haven't quite finalised the others, but there's going to be a home for everyone. Even if you want to start things, you can still be involved. You just have to participate in the group. It's not a group. We don't like lurkers. We like people participating, and we really appreciate all the great feedback we've been getting about how much people have been getting done on their whips. The road trip is continuing, so we're not ending it anytime soon. In fact, it has plans that will probably last for about another 1.5 years at this stage. So there will be an opportunity later in the year for anyone who's not in the road trip, if they want to join, to be able to. Okay, shopping. I haven't done a lot of shopping, obviously. Have bought a few things, mostly my mail orders. Let's try and reach them. Where are they? Only 2. All right, we've got Weeks Die Works that I get from a Stitch in Time. So these are like H's, and my Gentle Arts. And these are like letter O's for the Gentle Arts. Some very nice browns and greens there that I'll be able to put to good use. My Silks for You, as always, in these beautiful bags. It is lovely to get them. There's Miss Ivy. I can't really see her, but she's coming in to keep me company, obviously. The pets are being very kind. All right, so the colour of the month is these beautiful golden colours. So a whole range of different colours, from an orange and a yellow through to like a bronzy colour. Oh, she's on a mission. There's a cricket behind me that they brought in, and it got lost in my pile of stuff and I can't get it. And I also got my Silk of the Month. So I've got the colour and the Silk of the Month. And this is the one that's the regular colours. So we have a PR 106, PR 057, bit better colour back there, 78, and 189. So together they make a nice little ready entourage. So I do love getting them, and I'm enjoying stitching and I'm hoping to do some more designing with them soon too. Okay, back to the rest of the shopping. And the other thing that I have got is a new item for Paddock Lane Designs website. I'm trying to make the website sell things that people need but can't necessarily get anywhere else. Look at this beautiful sewing machine thread card. Isn't that just the cutest? It's got 11 holes in it for storing your floss. It's made of balsa wood, but it's all sealed and good for your thread. So those will be going up on my Paddock Lane site. So I'm going to do a lot of work on the website while I am incapacitated. 4 weeks I'm not allowed to put any weight on my foot. So that means 4 weeks I'm basically sitting here working on stitching related stuff, which is great. My husband's being fantastic at caring for me because he's having to do all the kids as well as look after me. So I do really appreciate that. But I am looking forward to when I can get up and do a few more things. All right, friends. I think that's pretty much all I have to say for today. There's been quite a few videos I've found recently where Americans and the way that we say different things is quite entertaining. So I might put together a list of them to do with Jenny next video. Until then, guys, have a great time stitching, and I look forward to catching you soon. Bye.